All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Gear Talk episode 11. We got some questions. We're also going to go over the recent update in game if you haven't seen that. Here with Neva and Bane. Harris and Lem, they might join us later, but go ahead and give your awesome intro, Bane, just like we talked about.
Wait, we discussed this?
Yes,
I
we,
don't
we
remember. I don't
literally just
recall that.
we literally just talked about it. This is
Yeah, I
stupid.
gotta
It's
think
all
about this
stupid.
for a second.
You went on your
I
stupid
believe it
rant.
was something about if you want to ask something that's dumb, my response is it's dumb. The answer is it's dumb. I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh
But
my
In
god.
other words, it's just dumb.
It's just dumb.
It's just dumb today.
Just dumb.
it's just dumb. It's all dumb.
All right, good intro, Neva. Let's get started.
Oh my gosh.
Best intro I've heard.
I know, right? Just quiet.
Couldn't have gotten
To be honest
better.
with you. It cut out. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Neva
All
was
right,
sighing.
Never here. Whatever. Let's do it. So earlier in the week and everything, there was a topic of discussion brought up regarding DR Bang. So those of you who don't know what DR is, it's damage reduction, obviously, and it's really intricate to your tank builds and all this, that, and other. But there's a difference between DR you get from your equipment and DR you get from your in skills. Is that correct, Bang? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes. They do not.
Uh,
They're not. They don't directly stack on top of each other. The same way that nonviolent resistance doesn't stack with penetration.
Okay.
You get one X first, and then the other one is discounted off the top of what's left. So in damage reduction terms, say you have I can't remember if it's gear first or the skill first. It really doesn't matter. Either way, the percent comes out to like point something difference. There's no real change. So it does not matter which one's counted first, generally speaking. If you have
Okay.
80, I think 86% damage reduction is the max. If you have damage reduction in the helm, damage reduction in the pants, three-piece Cassiopeia, and Aegis Hull, that's the most damage reduction you can get. I think is 86% at all 50 gear. That drops the damage down to 14%. So your skill, say, defensive stance, status quo, pivot, soul chain, etc., anything that gives you damage reduction of a sort, is not reducing 14. Is not reducing 14%. It's reducing 100% of that 14% that's remaining. I mean, you have to start from zero. So if you trigger a skill that gives you 36% damage reduction, you're ignoring 36%. You're blocking 36% of 14. You're not blocking 36% on top of 14,
Got
which
you.
would leave you which would leave you 28% surplus. Does nothing. That doesn't work that way. So you can't take a skill and then expect you to go 100% immune with one trigger because you have 86% damage reduction. It doesn't work that way. No matter what, you still have to ramp up to 100% from zero with a skill for it to
Yes.
go full immune.
Yes. And then that's when
Probably didn't word that very well, but it's complicated to say out loud.
Yeah, that was confusing.
I mean, it
Yeah,
makes a little sense to me, to be
in
honest with you.
essence, you start at zero. The damage, even though you reduced it to 14%, that 14% is what the skill then has to work from 0 to 100 to block all of it. You're not blocking it when you have 36%. You're not blocking 14 and then 28. You're blocking 36% of 14, which is diminished returns, you
It's
could say.
it's two different multiplicative calculations. It's not additive.
Yes.
So you're doing two calculations.
Yes.
So in other words, you're ignoring 86 of the original damage with your equipment. 86% of the but it leaves 14%, and you got to build up from 0 to 100, right? So of that 14%, essentially. So skills like
Which is
pivot soul chain, then in that case, which is gives you DR, right? excuse me, for every book clone with Cassius and everything like that, it would still have to trigger versus like with a quo, which is a passive skill and everything. You're gonna pretty much be triggering that every time the enemy triggers.
That status quo is passive. Every single time the
Yeah.
enemy triggers a star jewel skill, any skill, which when 2/3 of the commanders now that are being used are 100% skills,
Yep.
60% to 100%, and with all the skill trigger increase, the chances are you're going to get a minimum of 2 and more likely close to 3 or 4, possibly 6 skills all at one time. You're getting 6 stacks on 6 slots with status quo, and they don't get removed. Whereas Pivot Soul Chain, you get 1 trigger per slot if you trigger, which is significantly lower. You get it's a 60% trigger rate, I think, for that one. Whereas
Yeah,
status quo
60%.
is passive. Also, status quo can't be ignored, and you can't reduce the trigger rate for status quo because it's passive. Whereas Pivot Soul Chain would be susceptible to, say, Frail Mark and whatnot.
Because the trigger rate can be reduced.
Right.
Okay.
Because, like, straight up, the comparison is not even close. Pivot Soul Chain is not a high-end damage reduction skill. And it's also reliant upon enemies having buffs, which most of them don't. Like, I would say 3/4 of them don't have a buff, a self buff, like up green arrows, which
Okay.
Cassius would steal, and then Pivot Soul Chain would transfer, and that would increase your damage reduction. But if they don't have one, you don't get anything.
Gotcha.
Which, because the conversation was about whether or not Cassius could be effective, as opposed to not being effective, because he can't survive with his helmet for damage reduction, because the damage reduction does not stack, and you lose damage reduction in the helm when you use his specialty weapon.
Yeah.
Since we're sort
Which
of
is huge.
semi reviewing last week ish.
Yeah. Which is huge though if you think about it though, because if you're losing the damage reduction from the helm, if the equipment is technically calculated first and everything like that, I mean the skill is still gonna have to ignore a lot more damage incoming, a lot more impactful damage. That's gonna suck. So yeah, no, I don't
That's
think
massive.
it's huge difference.
It's 20% at plus 40, so plus 50 would be 24%. So that's 26.4% at all 50 gear that you're dropping. That's massive. That's basically a quarter of all damage you're going to receive.
Yep.
Yeah, just like so everybody knows, gear is like gear and technology, troops, like that's all calculated before skills.
Sure.
That's that.
That's my
Is that
sneaky
right
way
or
of saying
not?
I don't know and I don't care because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Like that's what people don't get when they try to ask super complicated questions. Is it really does not matter. You're not going to be able to calculate that on the spot. Most of the time, if you have to break a skill down to that level, you shouldn't be trying to.
Well, if you have to do
Most of the time,
80% one calculation and 20% for it, it's going to be the same end result. So it doesn't matter.
right. Like if you ignore 80% of pen, I mean 80% of depth with I guess 90% with non-violent resistance, and that gives you 10%, and then say you have 80% pen, so you ignore 8%, essentially, that ends up being 98. Whereas if you ignored 80% with the pen first, that leaves you with 20, and then 90% of 20 is what, 18? It's the exact same.
Yeah, the end result is it doesn't matter what if you're using percentages, it doesn't matter if you take 80% of 100, which is 20, and then 20% of 100 is like the end calculation is going to be the same number. So
Yeah, both end up at 98%. Both end up 98%. It does not matter.
Yeah, so which order it doesn't matter. I mean, if you really want to know, it's like gear and technology, but for for you to answer the question, it doesn't matter. It's just what is the end result.
Okay, now that we beat that subject with a sledgehammer, it's clear as mud now, right? Okay, can we move on?
I mean, it's what there's been 2 episodes of damage reduction, so like you guys should understand damage reduction at this point.
Yeah, I think damage reduction has been very well covered. What do you think about this new update coming? We're excited about Mysterious Warrior getting a weapon.
I am not.
Bane should be.
I am not at all. I'm pissed off.
Why?
That's like
Should it
Because-
leveled him?
I have like level 40 to 60 skills on like every viable infantry commander aside from Necodero. Except Mysterious Warrior, because I mean Stella, and Mysterious Warrior has been known forever to be trash. And now they're coming out with the weapon. I'm pissed off.
Well,
Like literally, if you could have picked any other infantry commander, I'd have been ecstatic. But no.
well, I think because Mysterious Warrior is so easy to get, it's not gonna be that good. I don't think it's gonna change him at all.
Mysterious
It depends
Warrior
on what
is
it was, though.
massively underpowered. It doesn't matter what this weapon does for him, he's not going to be effective. He has now, because of the advent of canes and talents, he has utility uses that he didn't have before because you could just use Stella. Now, because of canes, Stella doesn't get dual blades in the first round, whereas Mysterious Warrior can. And with talents, power of infantry, you can get decent triggers to shut down select one slot bus type marches in Cassitan, for utility use. And it does work quite well. Overall, I still don't think it's as good as Stella for that specific purpose, but it works in the first round, which sometimes can be major.
I think
So if the weapon's viable and it does something to improve dual blades, it might make the utility uses better, but there's no way that they're going to make Mysterious Warrior mainable again. That's just not going to happen.
I think at best it's gonna be like with the Rogers weapon, like it's not gonna bring Rogers back. It's a good item just in general, but it's not gonna bring him back.
Yeah, if it has some cool stats or something that'll make it useful for other things,
Yeah,
sweet. But like
I think that's the
Mysterious
best we
Warrior
can.
has no damage. His second skill is trash. It requires you to land a hit, and it does what, like 80% damage? It's trash as far as skills go, and it's not a guaranteed hit. So the only way that they're going to make him somewhat viable is if they improve dual blades, which I'm not seeing a way that they could do that without making it stupid OP versus anyone not running massive resistance or power of walkers. And then the ones who are, it's still going to be useless against. So I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, at best it'll have good stats that people might use for other commanders, but I can't see them putting something on the weapon that actually makes him good.
Maybe they'll do like 4% base pen with attack and accuracy and a specialty skill. Pull out all the stops. But I doubt it.
I don't even. Would that be enough though?
To make him viable, no, but that would make a hell of a utility piece.
Well, yeah.
It would, wouldn't it?
It would, dude. I would totally start breaking out Mysterious Warrior if they gave the weapon something that you can't really get. If it had dodge, accuracy, attack, and pen, but only worked on Mysterious Warrior, I would totally use that. That would make him nasty. I mean, you couldn't main it. You'd still lose, but for utility, that'd be great.
Oh yeah.
At the start of the round, dual blades triggers 10 times.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Every slot disabled, all of them, for the entire Rest of the battle.
If they made it so the dual blades could ignore Cassiopeia and Power of Walkers, now that would be something.
They ain't gonna do
That
that.
would suck.
I would so totally eat Stella into Mysterious Warrior and switch to him. I would
You
do
know
it.
that piece would be expensive as fuck. It'd be like 3-piece level expensive. If it actually did all that.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a minimum of $1,000 when it's released, no matter if it's shit or not.
Yeah, it's gonna be anywhere
Yeah.
from 2,000 to 1,500, guaranteed,
Yeah, it's
starting out, and then
the pricing point for this game is so fucking wild. What about the two piece that we're gonna get?
The butterfly
Yeah.
vigor striders.
It's too early to say.
After
Like
we
the problem Butterfly had is it's a little bit odd in that the dodge and the HP works great for select things, but most enemies have to have accuracy. So it's hard and crit wither. It doesn't have crit wither, so you can't tank with it. If the new set does something that makes it more viable, that would be nice. Because that would be a
Like
decent
dodge
counter
and
to Sunraven.
like dodge and HP,
like
and then with
the
your
it says Striders, so pants, I think. A good guess.
probably
What are they gonna put on pants though?
dodge and HP. Dodge and
Like
HP.
accuracy and dodge. Dude, accuracy and dodge. That would be
Close.
sick.
That would be awesome too. Yes.
Accuracy dodge and damage reduction.
Well,
What-
you don't
what is-
necessarily need
the,
the damage
the
reduction.
big
I think
thing
dodge
is
the shit out of
what would be
things.
the set. The big thing is not really what that is, but the set bonus you would get from it too, because you got to think they're doing a set bonus with that.
Yeah, but I mean the base pieces have to be good first.
Right.
What
That's
is-
why Sunraven 5-piece is stupid because it doesn't actually work.
What is it?
It's
Weapon
like a
is
4-5 debuff.
10 HP dodge with the
Random.
weapon. So the pants accuracy dodge is what you're thinking?
Accuracy dodge, and darn. If they do if it's a special effect, it won't be in the pants, it'll be in the skill. So it'll still be free
Yeah.
stats. I'm thinking it would have to be damage reduction because everything has damage reduction these days.
HP.
Yeah, but like they're not going to give you HP without damage reduction. What good does that do?
A ton if you're fucking running the high dodge fucking Stella with the fucking tear
Well,
space.
yeah, but you don't
That
need that. Like, there's enough dodge out there right now. Infantry do not have a problem dodging if you have
Oh yeah.
enough gear. The-
Even
If
off
they
the
put dodge,
basic dodge, they don't have an issue really dodging. You know what? I mean, you add multiple pieces of dodge, then yeah, you're good on dodge. But even without multiple pieces of dodge, you're still good on dodge for the most part. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what would be nice is if it was something that nullified Ira and King. That would be nice.
No, that would no, don't do that.
Well,
That would kind
think
of
about it
break it.
though. Think about it though. If you have
It
full
actually
ping,
needs to
you're
be
going to hit
used
hard
more.
anyway. It's not going to hurt smaller players that much because the big players are going to be running 3-piece anyway.
Yeah.
But like infantry has 0 good counters to Ira and King except for stupid Craigs, and I fucking hate Craig.
Yeah,
I will be
Craig,
pissed off
Craig.
about Craig. I will be pissed off about Craig for as long as I am pissed off about Canes.
Oh wow.
In front of
no, come on. You love giving that infantry effect to all comms, huh?
No, I don't. No. I'm just because like Craig is basically a fuck you to small players. The only counter infantry has to their own commander is another Craig or a jacked up puppet, which no one smaller than 600 mil can afford.
Okay, so if this is a weapon and probably a pant set, well, I mean, technically you could still do a 3-piece. What do you think the effect is going to be based on either using it with a 3-piece or
Oh shit.
getting rid of a 3-piece for it.
Like I almost guarantee you that it has to have something to do with dodge. It's called butterfly, for heaven's sakes. Like evasion, dodge, it's got to be somewhere in there. And it's got
Yeah.
HP in the weapon, so it's semi-tanky and it doesn't have damage. So it's got to be tank oriented in a way.
Could it
I'm
have-
thinking it might be dodge HP damage reduction, honestly.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean that's probably what the pants are going to be. But what the 2-piece, like it's going to have a suit effect. Now, you're going
Yeah,
to be
I'm
able to
thinking since it's
combine
dodge
it.
oriented, it's going to give you something when you dodge the enemy. As opposed to where Sunraven rebounds damage, the dodge would do something like increased damage reduction or give you immunity to something. I don't know. I'm like 90% sure it's going to have something to do with you dodging the enemy gives you something buff.
See, it can't be
It's
too
gonna be like
overpowered.
ballot step without having a ballet step. You dodge, heal, and take away the.
Because like as of right now, dodge is only viable to counter high damage sets because they don't really have the survivability. But you can't straight up beat tanks with dodge because you don't do any damage with it. If they somehow manage to cut through something with it or give you damage for your dodge, I don't know. That'd be nice.
I mean, the only
Also, if they do that, it'll work decent on walkers and airships too, because walkers and airships have it rough in the fact that they really can't dodge.
so yeah, I would agree that it's probably going to be a
I'm done
if
helping
you
walkers and airships. I'm good.
I would think that it's going to be if
Right,
you
but
dodge this happens. But what could they do to make it so if you combine it with a 3-piece, it's not completely broken?
That is a good question because
'Cause
you'd think the skills would stack.
it
That'd be
it
well,
can't be a
they're gonna have to
sort of
run.
step bonuses would
They're gonna have to
stack,
run a
so that would
guaranteed
be
hit.
shitty.
They're gonna have to
Yeah.
run a guaranteed hit because there's no like Black wouldn't be able to use it because he'd just miss everything.
Yeah.
If you run it on a tank, you're still gonna like kind of lack damage, and the dodge is gonna make you more vulnerable to Ira and King, assuming that's not what the skill helps against. It's not you. It might bring back DS and Czar, maybe. It might be good for Craig, but it's really not going to help the main tanks or Black or Puppet because if you run that, you're not going to have any accuracy at all.
well, so my line of thinking is you can't dodge a rebound effect. So if you're going up against 3-piece with this new 2-piece, it you're gonna get clobbered, right? Because you can't dodge a rebound, and that's basically what 3-piece does: rebound and first strike. So it can't.
But the weakness 3-piece has is it rebounds attack damage, whereas as the new weapon gives you HP for tier space, and presuming the pants go along the same lines, you're not really going to get any damage out of it. You're going to get tier space and dodge,
Yeah.
which would mitigate rebound damage because you're not hitting hard, you're just landing tier space.
Yes, but if you're going up against the 3-piece Black, I don't know. It depends on like obviously like the dodge level, but like you're gonna get hammered if you get hit. So like what would be the 3-piece? Like if you dodge, then what? Because like
Watch it
Or
be watch it be beneficial. Have fucking ghillie skill where you shut down their gym sets and whatnot for one round.
Oh, don't
So
you dare.
technically, you could have two. You can run that in gold blades. You shut down their gyms. You give Stella a chance to survive, and then gold blades on the backside.
I don't see a lot of
If you, what about if
players
you
running this, though, to
dodge?
be honest with I don't see a lot of players running it, though, to be honest with you, because like, let's say if it is pants, right? So it'd be pants and a weapon. That limits you to running the headpiece, a weapon, and the chest piece for 3-piece, meaning that you don't ignore DR. So you're gonna have to run it
Yeah.
on something that ignores DR, such or running it on a tank. So these pants would have to have DR. If they don't have DR, you can't run it on tank. It's that simple. So um, if they're mainly dodge based, then you're kind of screwing yourself on limiting your ability to be able to limiting what you can actually use it on to a fucking something with a guaranteed hit and something that has ignored DR, such as a puppet or Czar. So I don't see a lot of people running this, to be honest with you. And if they do run it, regardless of what it is, if it is pants, it does limit your 3-piece abilities. So you might get the 2 suit
Yeah.
effects, but then you're fucking yourself royally.
Well,
And it all
depends.
depends on what stats the pants have.
Depends on what, what's the set bonus you're gonna get, because
Yeah, keeping in mind that this is all completely speculation and we don't even know if
Yeah.
it's going to be pants.
oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
No,
I'm just assuming
I mean,
because
you
it says
know,
Might
Striders.
be a headpiece or
I'm
some
trying.
shit.
I'm trying to
Might be a
I
correlate
mean,
the
headpiece.
words.
it does say weapon, but I mean that doesn't mean shit neither when you
What?
go down to it. I think in the thing it says new
It's not.
weapon, but
Oh no, we're talking about the butterfly blade second
I
piece.
know you're talking about butterfly blade and the second piece of gear, and then when you go look at the upgrade on the thing, it says a new weapon will be
New piece of
introduced.
equipment.
So
It says
yeah,
a new piece of
so
equipment, not new. No, not.
uh,
Yeah, it says new piece of equipment, not new weapon. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It all depends on the stats. It's all speculation.
no, it's
But I
gonna
still,
depend
if
on
it's
a lot.
pants, I don't. I don't. If it's pants, I don't see people doing what you're thinking about Grinch, just because it limits the ability too much.
But I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
you're not going to see too many people running it anyway, because I mean, how many people actually chased after the butterfly weapon? I mean, that's very
Probably,
few. So I mean,
probably
all I can
enough.
think of they're doing this is up the sales on the butterfly weapon and up the sales on this new piece.
Oh, the big
That
spenders
might
probably
come
got
out
it.
and be one of the best damn. It might
It
come out and be
could.
one of the best damn set bonuses there is. You know.
Well, see, yeah, the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because they clearly have no problem coming out with just completely broken shit that nobody expected.
No. Not
And
at all.
I think probably what happened is they didn't sell enough of the butterfly blades. And they're like, all right, well, shit, what can we do to like get people to buy the shit? And that's probably when they're like, all right, we'll just make it a suit bonus and hopefully not give
Yeah.
like this completely broken piece, not realizing that there's already items out there like Sunraven and Broken Fortress.
I think it all comes back to the community. Like, okay, you offered uh, a suit bonus with Sunraven, right? Well, I'm pretty sure the community wants to see more of that than fucking, you know, just throwing fucking worthless, gear, but you're not getting a set bonus out of it. I mean, that's one thing that when the nanos and the heck list came up, I mean, they're good pieces of gear, but you don't get a set bonus with it. So how's that better than going after the three?
Yeah, they kind of pigeonholed themselves by
I
doing it
think
in the first
that's
place.
yeah, yeah,
Because everything's going to be compared to a set bonus now.
yeah.
And if you make it, if you
I
don't
think it
make it,
also matters. I think it also matters about balancing the game and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because all these 3-piece Sun Raven sets out there and everything that people spend multiples of dollars on and everything. Like it the game has to balance itself back out to keep the community interested. You know what I'm
does
saying?
it?
So like
Do they care
they
though?
can't let the Sun Raven be their because they can't let their Sun Raven be the end game, I mean the end piece because they can only sell so many sets. You know what I'm saying? So they have to
Yeah.
balance it back out and make it to where people will actually still be intrigued to buy. You know what I'm saying? So it's a marketing strategy as well. So I mean,
Well, yeah, like
you got to keep people interested in your product.
They've got
So
to
I agree
make
with you.
it.
That could have been nice in a particular case.
I mean, yeah, my big thing is like they have to make it so it's not so good you can use it. It needs to counter the three piece in some way. Otherwise, there's no point in getting it. It's got to be a counter to the
Not
three piece.
really. I mean, not really. Doesn't have to counter. It's just got to have its own. It's got to counter something. Not actually,
The
not
only
just the
thing,
three piece, but I mean anything else. I mean,
the only thing that
put it this way:
matters.
you could take a three piece, right, and you can put it on any com, right. But most times, it does not benefit your tank. So think about it. For them doing this, it would have to kind of. I feel like it would have to be a set that would benefit the tank more than say a three piece. Because how many times we found three piece to be survival?
Yeah, no, I agree. But like what I'm saying is because it's specifically a two-piece set, it cannot be usable with the three-piece. Otherwise, they're gonna completely break the game. Three-piece is so powerful. You see what I'm saying? Like three-piece is so good if you can
Yeah,
afford it.
you talking to the wrong. You're talking to the wrong people. Because if they can make that completely powerful, they will.
That's
It's
what,
just
yeah, and
people will
that's what
start
I'm.
chasing after other parts of the three piece,
But that's what I'm concerned with
which
is
will up
them.
their three piece sales.
Yeah, which is something I'm concerned about. Like them just throwing something in. It's it might be really good by itself, but it's broken with the three piece. And how do you combat that? You've got to wait a little bit, get people to purchase the items, and then throw something else that's completely broken to counter that. Like
Yeah,
that's not like it's
but
a
you're
good
talking to the wrong people.
it's a good marketing strategy to make money, but like to
Yeah.
keep people in the game, it's a terrible idea.
When has
Oh,
7P cared about keeping people in game?
I that's what I'm saying though. Like they've been doing this shit, and I've been calling them out, and it's like they don't care. Like they're just trying to get as much money before the game dies as they can.
Yeah. I
Like I
mean,
don't
we're just the hard headed ones. We're the ones that won't go away.
right.
I mean, they were ready to kill it off years ago, and we were just the ones that didn't want to go away.
When they released the three piece, they were like, "This is gonna kill half the player base," and you're like, "Thank God."
I mean, it did. Like a lot of people quit.
They
They're just
shouldn't
trying
have.
to find a way to get the rest of the players to go away. Leave us the fuck alone.
I mean, they could just close the game down. I mean, they
No,
could.
that would be fucking. That would suck.
They could. The
That
game's
would
gonna
Yeah,
suck
end
so
because
bad.
that
eventually.
works. That works so well against every woman you ever dated. Go the fuck away.
Right? It's then we're like, here,
Well,
take
you
our
know why
money,
you're still
motherfucker.
single.
I mean, the game is gonna end at some point. Like it's not gonna be around forever,
Oh yeah.
especially the way they're going.
Oh
That
yeah.
is one of the mitigating factors for why I have not splurged to get my gear to 50 is because I don't know that I want to spend that much more money on this game.
And it could end in a month. I mean, I hope they're not trying to kill it. I hope they want to like actually do better, but it's just some of their actions.
I mean,
Well, they don't have any other games at the moment, really, do they?
They got a couple, I
Successful
think.
ones.
Well, not
I don't
successful.
think
No.
they're gonna kill the game. They're gonna milk the cash cows for all they got,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean,
And they
Arc of
won't
War
change
is
that
Arc
at
of
all.
War is like the South Park episode. It truly is on microtransactions. Like, this is what this game, like that episode is this in real life.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's just the way it is, and that's they don't. There was one time they were chasing after the player base, and now they only cater to the high spenders because they know the high spenders are just going to keep spending. So
Absolutely. I mean,
in the end, it's they're catering to the base they want to cater to.
mhm.
I mean, I don't want the game to die, but like I have other games I play, so like if it did die tomorrow, I'd be like, all right, whatever. I'll just make videos for something else.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like the game could die tomorrow, and
Creator,
I mean,
good
a lot of people,
grief.
3,000 people would be pissed. Okay,
Right?
right? Like for real.
You guys sound like Melt before you left,
What?
Yeah, I mean, but
which was
that's the
what
truth. That's the truth, right? Like
2, 3 years ago.
yeah, I stopped spending. I stopped spending on the game. I mean, I buy like the VIP $5 and $1 packs once or twice a month just to kind of keep it going,
Yeah,
right? They
I
do the
mean,
events and a grind out,
it's
but there's
just
even like the grind out events aren't there anymore. They're just not there.
no.
Like there's no way to grind anything close. Now, what would be cool is if you could grind out even the lesser components, but you can't even grind out the lesser components really.
What do you mean by
They put them behind. Even that is a paywall. That's a gold paywall, right? Like that is you have to spend all of your shit on a roulette wheel.
what do you mean
Yeah,
lesser components? Blueprints? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
yeah.
not even
Well,
blueprints. Like
lesser
even like your
components, as in the components to build the
to
blueprints.
build the upper
You
to build
know,
the well even to build the upper weapons, right? Like we just
yeah.
saw recently, like your Interstellar Bounty Gate is the closest that you'll get to anything good, but it's all like first gen gear that if you have like I've eaten a Beltagese 4 times. Like throw in like the Elder Baron is probably the closest thing that they've given away for free. And it
They just
is
don't. They don't want you to. They want you to have your belt.
yeah. Yeah. It's not even that great of a piece, right? Like it's a salvageable piece of gear, but it's not that great of a piece.
What do you talk shit about old lads?
No laundry. Nope, sorry.
They're like Snuggles ate his belt again. He needs another
I
one.
mean, I've eaten more gear than some people. I've eaten more gear than some people have had. Let's just put it that way.
I have more
Alright, do we
kids
have
than
any
some
more?
people with injuries.
I was gonna say, except maybe Bane, but
Yeah, true. Do we have any more
I
Gear
mean,
Talk
maybe
questions?
we just need to get Snuggles to eat something that costs more, and they might say, "Oh nope, he needs that piece of gear," and it'll get better gear in there.
I got 545s and a 50 ready to go. Waiting for that day to hit the button.
But I mean, you think they really care about killing the game? As of now, they made more money than what they expected to make off of it. So all they're doing is bleeding the well as much
What
as they
was
can.
God? What was the one event? It was a couple events ago, and all I remember seeing was, "Oh, looks like their yacht wasn't big enough. They need a new one." And that was like what that whole event was. It was really good.
I mean, if they needed a bigger yacht, they could just do like the Ukrainian president did and start a war and ask for money.
Oh, shit.
uh,
We fill up a whole nother lot full of sports cars.
You know?
And back to Gear Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we have any more gear questions or
Somebody has something.
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh god.
What do you mean, oh god?
Because for me, you never know. What's your question, Harry?
Oh no, fuck you know.
Oh. Now he's not gonna ask it?
Jesus, I'm
What's a
sorry. I
what?
apologize. I apologize.
My question is, where's Lemgate?
God
Why
damn,
doesn't he
see?
have a 57?
Oh my god.
That's not a gear question.
It is, because he's free piece, not 50. We need to pressure him. Grinch, pressure him.
I don't
Do
think
it,
he needs
Lem.
any more pressure down there.
Pressure him till he pops. You can do this, Grinch.
Lem, do
I got
it or else. Steven's
That
still
was
in
like
here.
the worst.
Come on, I want some more, enthusiasm.
He's not even in here. He left. I pressured him so much he left.
You scared
Jesus,
him.
why'd you have to do that? Why did you do that, Grinch?
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I guess.
Sometimes you gotta bully people.
I mean, yeah, sure.
No, I have a build on my head level for the new weapon with system.
What's the new weapon?
Dodge HP.
Butterfly?
I've been thinking about something with her.
I don't know, it's a build that we used to. Technically, I have my stuff now. I just change it one piece.
Yeah.
Because technically, if I've done the myth correct, a 3-piece can be done to hit on it. And with the heal from the walkers, if you can't hit it, and you kill it, you wriggle back up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a use there.
I think that's where Sistel can become more valuable against the 3-pieces, because if they can't hit her, and she can hit them and re-heal from the hit of the rebound, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That will bring the attack Sistel back, but more of a hybrid version.
Oh, they got that. Well, I mean, that might be something. And we're thinking that this. I mean, earlier in your talk, we were talking about like the new what you call it, maybe some pants, and if it's got some dodge in it, there's some things you can use it on. But
It's going to have more base dodge than what we got currently.
Yeah, of course.
But what else is it? What is it going to sacrifice? Because it won't be a 3-piece stat; it'll be a 2-piece stat.
Exactly. So what do you do on that? But we just have
if
to
it's
wait
similar
and
to the
see.
Phantom Pants, where it has 3 stats, but one is a tiny bit less at base, then that's still dealable too.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Because Phantom Pants are 4% based. Is it 4? Yeah, 4. And but only roll damage reduction pants are 6.
Yeah.
I have a build in mind for it. I'm gonna maybe.
We'll just have to wait and see. We can talk about it. We don't want to yeah.
And we'll know in 2 days, ish.
Yeah, why the fuck so long for an update?
Because they're probably going to announce cast after this update.
They're waiting for Gear
That's
Talk.
That's literally the only thing I can. Yeah, that's what it is. They're waiting for Gear Talk for we could tell them what they need to actually release. This is your weapon. This is the stats you put on this weapon over these pants.
They're waiting for Gear Talk.
They'd like.
Gear Talk goes
They
up
watched the
Monday.
episode anyway.
Gear Talk goes up Monday, and they're like,
Yep.
oh, okay, so accuracy dodge. This is what we're gonna do.
Yep. Yep.
Ooh, could you imagine if them pants had accuracy and dodge and damage reduction?
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be the perfect combination.
That would be beautiful.
So
What is you set to do with?
No,
I already know who that got. I already know where that got.
They can watch the video and be like, okay, we're gonna change the stats here.
Mm-hmm. And now that can be and when it's officially a $2,500 piece, it'll be our first $2,500 piece. Just because we said something.
I'll just help a friend get it cheaper. I will share the friend with you.
Yeah, because that's a weird new version release time, isn't it? Or is it just me?
Oh yeah, they've never done anything 6 days.
That's a weird time.
They've done like 2 days maybe.
To like conveniently release something after Gear Talk goes live on Monday.
They know, Grinch. They know. They listen to the community. That's what they're saying.
I send them enough
That's
emails. They know who I am.
I bet they do.
See your email. Just a name cunt again.
They still don't care.
No.
Yeah, no, they don't care at all.
Does this guy spin? No. Okay, just send it to the spam folder.
Just release Fire Weekend. I want Fire Weekend.
Yeah.
No. Do not release that. Do not release that in game. No. Do not release that in game at all.
Reason because I will drop all my accuracy.
Keep it in the sim where it's at. That's all you
No,
gotta
no,
do.
I'll
No.
play it in game. I'll drop all my accuracy into attack. We're good.
Oh God.
Can you imagine that? Ooh.
I,
I'm gonna go where I'm one shot and everything.
I like how they did
Mhm.
come out with Fire Awakening, and then they were like, "Well, shit, we can never actually release this, but we're not going to change it at all." Like, what
It's
the
broken. It makes any airship come overpowered. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter. You can go
well-
nothing to slot 1, slot 2, nothing.
What's the other one?
It's
that
broken as
they?
fuck.
Because they didn't release 2 of them, right?
Not at all.
They didn't release Reap, did they?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
tough.
Did they?
So
I thought there was
yeah,
two.
Shit.
what the fuck? The dog shit, man.
They released 3 barrier step and 5. They dropped 2 out of 3. Because they don't like us airship mates.
That's not that they don't like your airship mazes. That they give you enough stuff to play with as it is.
I'm limited to 1 comp from airships.
Well, that's your own
What can I
fault
play?
for
No.
that's your own fault to make. That's your own fault for making a broken com. I'm just saying.
That's not
You're limited to 1 com that eats everything in game. That's not like a couple of things.
But he wants to.
But he wants to. Fuck off.
Just give us a 5th. Give us a full plugin slot where we can all put a level 15 skill. That'll be fun.
God,
That'd be fucking
That would be
amazing. That'd
fun.
bring out so many comps.
that would actually.
Yeah, it'd make a lot more comps and way more valuable.
Make them already powerful comps just even that much
It
more
would
powerful.
make comms that are not as great.
Exactly.
You
Like
think
there's
so?
one com which never knows what one about. He destroys Orochis.
Mhm.
Nobody will ever use him, but he murders Orochi like it's nothing. He murders Elf like it's nothing too.
You think
But
adding
nobody ever uses him.
a 5th slot for level 15 skills, you think that would actually be good?
I mean, as long as they put the criteria in that you can't have like 2 guaranteed hit skills or 2 similar skills, then I guess that's workable.
I mean, they probably
Well,
just limited
like if you could throw a guaranteed hit on black, that's basically a fuck you to every infantry player ever.
We
They'd
can't.
100% do that.
Titans killed it off. Well, we still would be running Deadshot. Deadshot was powerful as shit on black. You got a Gemini Deadshot, you'd play slot 1 and 4 and hit arc every time. It was beautiful.
Yeah, do it.
I mean,
Fire Awakening and Deadshot.
oh Jesus Christ!
Shit.
Like,
There we go.
No, you know what? Give me Shockwave on black as well. So that's powerful.
you don't need Shockwave on black.
Yeah, no, put it on black too. We've already got power airships. You might as well give it Shockwave.
Ugh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's all crushing
Terrible
blow
idea.
on black.
Great idea. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're only saying that because you know you'll never have it anyways.
No, because it's entertaining to hear Grinch's reaction.
Ugh.
That's pretty much it.
Look, all I'm saying is fucking fix Fire Awakening and release it before you come out with new shit. When there's shit in game that nobody can get.
No, we do not want Fire Awakening in game.
Why not? Okay,
That's
leave it like
just
that.
never.
take away the cannot miss and just release it.
No, I'll
That's
put it
what power of
with,
airships
Cosmash
is.
chains. We'll see.
Yeah, then
What?
just
There
put
you go.
Fire Awakening on DS.
Oh, fuck yes. Go ahead, no. Yeah, no, there you
What? Okay, well, what is so bad about Fire Awakening? The cannot miss. So just remove that.
never hit.
It was.
With him.
Dude, if they did that, Gollum would come back.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Fuck Fire Awakening.
The problem with Fire Awakening is it literally only benefits airships.
Infantry can't kill shit with that. We don't have base damage increase skills. So our hit to the back row, whether you're ignoring the front row's defense or not, you're not going to do any damage to the back row with that shit. It's only helps when you hit all 6 slots of the 2 troop types that are squishier than you. It would be a fuck you to infantry and walker.
Everything
Yeah,
they do
fuck
is
that shit.
everything they do is a fuck you to infantry and walker. What makes you think this is gonna be different?
Yeah, sir, what are you talking about?
Which is why I don't want to court disaster and ask for more, please.
I think that they should change absolute defense to all troops.
Hell yes.
Yes.
And
Good
then
luck with
no
that.
one will beat Craig. No one. Literally no one. Soda Man.
See?
Bring out Soda Man, hell yeah.
I do feel like they need to do like an absolute HP for walkers, maybe.
Yeah, that's actually one of the suggestions I sent to them. I was like, do absolute defense, but with HP.
I don't know what infantry would get.
I-
Like
I-
absolute crit.
No,
Absolutely.
I suggested HP for walkers and dodge for infantry.
Absolute
Oh,
dodge.
The thing,
like you just
Please
dodge
don't.
everything, you'll never get hit. The fuck?
That's a horrible idea.
Why?
Terrible.
But at the same time,
Great
absolute
idea.
defense is pretty strong anyway.
Yeah, absolute
that
defense
would
is
be
broken.
mean accuracy was dead stat. Accuracy is useless now. Okay.
Why would it be
Exactly.
useless?
Because you can't.
Well, give infantry a full skill that can remove debuffs.
No.
Yes.
No. Just
No,
no.
they don't-
Wow.
Let's
Not
just
a force skill that removes debuffs. They need a force skill that will ignore passive skills.
There's a
Also
lot
no.
of scary ideas that hopefully Grincha will cut out so Seven Pirates don't
Like-
get
like-
any ideas.
Oh no. Let's
Status quo and absolute defense are stupid OP. They need an infantry skill that will bypass that shit.
It is. But it's the bypasses, that's what yeah, it does.
they're gonna release
No, it doesn't, no, it
Sunraven.
doesn't.
Sunraven 5 piece is fucking 10 grand. Let's get wild and let's do some crazy shit. Let's see how weird this game can get.
Yeah, I need a repiece.
Did you say
No.
you need a 3-piece?
Yeah, I need another
Need a
set.
3-piece
GoFundMe.
too. Maybe a
Need
5
another
piece
one.
if I can.
My gosh.
No, I don't have one. I don't even know about it.
Yeah.
I need a GoFundMe.
Me first.
We all know you're lying.
While you're at it, just go ahead and get 3-piece for 5 commanders. There you go.
I don't even think Odette
I don't
has
think
to
there's
spend
a
that
bad
many.
ones. I don't even have a Merc on you.
Yeah, and I bet you're
Yeah,
just a
okay.
small tier 10 arc as well.
T9, thank you. T9. What can you
Box T12.
My
Box
God.
baby.
Box T12.
He splurged on buff T12. I had to stop at T11.
It took me 5 years to get some T12 troops.
Get an F tier 11 for my sweet march.
Pairs of Nemesis. Let's be real.
No, Harris does not need to go Nemesis. I think that's the only reason why
Chris
he
is a
doesn't.
nemesis. He's got like 7 nemesis accounts. Don't let him fool you.
You all say that like Eric doesn't play as if he was Nemesis.
Yeah, right?
I have troops. They're not dead.
Also true. He just
That's how you play it. Like you don't have troops because you don't care if they die.
yeah.
I'll build one.
Exactly. By
I'm surprised he hasn't changed his arc name to Kakawa.
I'm not.
What was that? I changed it for him one time. I think it just said CKER.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, there's no more questions. It's been an hour.
This
Yep.
was the most unproductive gear talk ever.
We talked about
It
gear.
That's a hell of a great gear talk, wasn't it?
This is an awesome
There's 2 new
Gear Talk.
pieces of gear coming out that are gonna make a set. It's fine. Sure, there'll be more.
More interested.
We should start
What are you
calling
talking
this speculation and geopolitical discussions about the online gaming industry.
Yeah,
Horrible title.
you could get
We-
you could get away with a lot of saying gaming and geopolitical talk.
I mean, it would go better with the fuck around and never kill shit theme. Just saying.
Still have
Oh,
yet to see Never Kill Shit.
It's because
Ooh.
never can't kill shit.
Wow.
I can
Prove it.
prove it.
Shots fired.
All right.
Yeah, server side.
All right. Bet. Put your marks inside, please. Put your full marks inside.
No, I'm good. Good you put your
Please.
phone marks
Go ahead.
inside.
Go ahead, please. I will send one per slot for you.
I wasn't talking shit. That you were.
Oh, good.
Please.
Changed for
okay.
puppet for this occasion.
You're
Just so you know,
forgetting.
you're not gonna hit me.
You're forgetting that
Look, I'm right
I'm
here.
a smart ass, not a dumbass.
Same.
I'll talk
Oh,
shit
God.
within reason.
Can't kill shit.
It got to him.
You can't kill shit, huh?
Going through his
I
battle
mean, Walker's not
reports.
really killed Edge there. I feel sorry for Walker means.
You don't count, Harris. You're broken.
Yeah, kill Harris.
I just feel sorry for Walker means.
I can
You
kill
see
Harris.
the
Never.
Christmas bundle at CNTV
Never.
and donate £1.
I will take you up on your bet of full marching. Set me free.
Set you free.
No, this fucker's been trying to suicide on me for how many years now?
That's why I'm not going to do it. That's why I'm not going to do it.
Snow's been trying to suicide march onto me.
3 times. Change
No.
my name to World Boss. Send.
Oh, fuck you. Now you're gonna die.
Dead. Get your revenge.
He's like, oh no, I have to quit now. I'm so sad.
Oh damn. Shit. My bad. Oh god. My shelter's already still. Well, I can pull another 2,000 out of my shelter here soon. Maybe I'll do that. I might pull I might pull T10 out and just change them to T11 infantry. Honestly.
Wait, do you have stuff in your shelter now?
Bro, I've had stuff in my shelter for two fucking years.
Have you guys?
I lost 6 slots and they lost 3, and it was not good for anybody because neither of us had
that
hospital.
don't sound good.
Have you guys
No.
seen?
No, he won. It was a fair trade.
That was not pretty.
Did you guys see that Hercules movie with The Rock? Snuggles is that
No.
like
What about
Snuggles is that wizard guy that's
Winner.
constantly trying to die, but it never happens. He's just trying to quit the
Oh,
game
Genie.
so bad.
I got good on the gym. If I had to test me, I went more. It is done. That one gym was pissing me the fuck off.
Oh, trick me. There you go. There you go. Blue. Right.
I guess that concludes your talk. I mean, there's nothing else to talk about. Nobody got no more questions.
Grab ready.
Okay, yeah, we're done with Gear Talk. Thanks for
Truck number.
watching. Send me a DM if you want to get invited to Gear Talk.
Ooh,
All right,
never.
we're
I
out.
have a build idea actually.
On it.